Shadow people, shadow parasites, demons, these are dark entities that you encounter in the lower astral realm. My name is Kay, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing my personal experiences with these dark entities. Ever since I could remember, the shadow people have been visiting me. I was just a little tiny girl, and I was terrified to go to bed at night because I was afraid of the shadow people coming and visiting me. I'd be laying in bed and all of a sudden I'd get paralyzed, and this dark energy, this dark feeling would just come in around me, and I would have a shadow person come and attack me. Now the shadow people are just like an outline of a person, except only a shadow. You can't see any eyes or facial features or anything like that. Some people do report seeing eyes, red glowing eyes, but I have personally not seen that. I just see shadow people that are just dark. If you've ever seen the movie Ghost, they show these demons coming out of hell and making awful noises. They're just a shadow grabbing people and bringing them down to hell. That's what it's like. It is the most disturbing, horrific experience to see these dark entities. Like truly horrifying, something out of a horror, as if you're in a horror movie, because it's real life, it's really happening. The shadow people would come and they would scratch me and bite me and grab me, and I could literally feel it. I could feel something attacking me, like clawing my skin and biting me, as if they were biting my physical body and not my astral body. It is so disturbing. It's beyond, it's awful. And they would make noises sometimes. Recently, a few months back, I was paralyzed in bed and I sensed this presence coming into my room. I couldn't see it, but I knew it was a shadow person because of that dark, energetic feeling. And it got really close and it whispered in my ear, "I love you, I love you, I love you," in the most terrifying, demonic voice I have ever heard. And I was like, "Oh no, get away from me," like, oh. So sometimes they do talk, but I haven't heard that often. Usually they just physically attack me. Now, shadow parasites. These are like shadow people, except they look like a spider. They have like this round body with arms going out all these different directions, and they come in various shapes and sizes, but it's something similar to a shadow of a spider. The times that I've seen these is when I got older and I would travel through a portal, a wormhole, whatever you want to call it, or I'd just be dropped in. And I've always ended up in this big flat field. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's at or anything. It's just like this big open field with grass growing. It's like this dark yellow hue color, like an old movie or something like that. That's what it reminds me of. But the moment that I end up there, there's this huge shadow parasite that immediately sees me and just like pounces at me, like goes to attack me. And I have to get out of there really quick. I have only seen the shadow parasites a few other times in my bedroom, like smaller ones, but it's usually in that big field. If you've ever seen this, if you've ever been there, please comment down below and let me know, because I'm really curious about what is this field? Where is it? What is it? What's going on there? Why is this shadow parasite guarding this field? Because that's what it feels like to me. Now, demons. These are especially horrific. I mean, all of them are awful. It's all just like really bad. It's all messed up. But demons are the most horrific things I have ever experienced in my life. I call them demons because that's what it's like, something straight out of hell. There was this one time I was in California. I live in California, and I was traveling to the East Coast to meet up with a friend in the astral realm. This was our plan. So that night I took off in my astral body, going at the speed of light, heading across the United States, and everything's going good, and I could see my destination on this side. But for some reason, I went this way. It was against my will. It was not my intention. And I ended up somewhere. I don't know where it was at or why I was there, but I ended up what looked like at the top of a building. And the moment that I ended up there, there was this demon in front of me, and it immediately attacked me. And this thing did not look anything at all like a shadow person. I could see its features. I could see its skin. It had like this yellowish, whitish, awful color skin that was like, its body was sunken in. I could see its bones, its ribs protruding. Just awful. It had great big old eyes. It had a big old round head, big old creepy looking eyes, and a triangular nose like a skeleton. It wasn't protruding out. It was just like cut off with like holes in its face. It had a big old mouth with some gnarly teeth. I mean, it was truly traumatic. I think about it all the time. It was so traumatic that I think about it all the time. And I'm like, oh, like, awful. But when it attacked me, it grabbed my mouth, my astral body mouth, but it felt like my physical mouth. And it was prying my mouth open, and it was trying to crawl inside of my mouth. And I had to work so hard to get that thing away from me. That was like one of the worst experiences I've ever had. The other times I've seen demons, they all have a different appearance. They don't look the same to me. They have different features. But there's one thing is I could see that they have like a skin and a head, eyes and a mouth. The shadow people, I don't see any facial features. They all make terrible noises. The shadow parasites, I don't see any features, but they all have this really awful, dark energy around them. Like, you know when you're in their presence. You know, and it is truly awful. There's so much to talk about. This video is just a brief description of some of my personal experiences. I am coming out with a video on how to protect yourself from these dark entities. So go to my page right now. Make sure you follow me and go to my page and go check out that video to see how you can protect yourself.